Welcome to Success Forum. Hit the subscribe and the bell button to be updated.
Hello friends, welcome to my channel Success Forum. This is Samrat Banerjee, and as you all know, the examination of UGC NET was conducted in November 2017 and the results were declared in the first week of January 2018 and I have qualified it in my first attempt. So, what was my journey in qualifying the NET examination? When I was in MCom second year, I got many suggestions from my seniors, from my parents and even from my professors that I should go for NET examination, I should go for different kind of government examinations, etc. When I was in my graduations, I used to teach many students of classes 11 and 12. When I was in my masters, I used to teach batches of graduation also. So, teaching was not only a profession for me, but it was a passion. So, a zeal was coming out of my heart. And therefore, I thought that I should go for NET examination. I knew that it will be a tough journey for me because the pass percentage is 4 to 5% in all over India basis. But still, I thought that I will give it a try because I believe in in-depth analysis of each and every concept. What happened after my masters? After I gave my MCom final year, I was confused about what will I do because the syllabus of NET was very vast, and after studying the syllabus, I was puzzled from where to start because the syllabus of NET was even same in the year 2004 and now also it is totally same. So there is no different, but the standard of question is increasing regularly year by year. And I went to many people, many professors, but to be honest enough, I didn't get good guidance from them regarding what to study and how to study. So, I decided that I will have to do it on my own. But as I have said you earlier that I was confused about what to do after my master's final examination and I was desperately looking for a job. First of all, I was called in Scottish Church College for the post of contractual lecturer. So it was a kind of a dream that I wanted to be a professor. So whether it's contractual or not, I applied for it. 25 people were selected for interview and I was one of them. I could recall those days. I was the 25th interviewee in that interview. When my turn came, I was pretty nervous. I started my demonstration with CVP analysis, that is marginal costing. But after that, they were very happy with my presentation of 10 to 15 minutes hardly. And it was a moment of my life when I thought that I will be selected. But suddenly, they asked me that when your MCom Part 2 results will be declared. And I told it will be declared in the month of November. And at that point of time, I could realize how harsh life is. They said that they have urgent vacancy, so they can't wait for 2 months more. And so, all my efforts went in vain. I was totally shattered. I became more desperate. So, I saw one ad in the paper named Telegraph, and I applied there for the post of a teacher in a school. I got a telephone call from that school the next day named South End School. Thereafter, I was called for the interview, and in that interview, it was a kind of a do or die situation for me, because it was there in my mind that I have to go for net, but which direction should I follow, or which book should I follow for net examination? I was not clear about that. So I went for this job, and suddenly what happened, after my interview, they were very much impressed. I was called for a demonstration class, and there also they were happy with me, and I got selected. My salary was around 23,000 per month. For a fresher whose MCOM final results are also due, for that person a salary of 23,000 per month in a state like West Bengal is, what I will say, a blessing in disguise. After getting the job, one feeling started developing within me that it's enough for me, because I was giving tuition in my house. I used to earn 40,000 to 50,000 per month by giving tuitions, and in the school I used to earn 23k. After 3 to 4 months, what happened? I realized that it's not my cup of tea. This kind of job is not my cup of tea, as I was not only given classes of 11 and 12, but they also told me to take classes of class 3. I was not comfortable in doing that, because I thought that I am underutilizing my capabilities. Therefore, due to the suggestions of some of my close friends and brothers, I left the job. It was in the month of June, 18 June or 19 June, something like that. After that, the remaining 11 days of the month of June was a kind of a nightmare for me, because my parents in my house, they supported me of course, but they were also puzzled that whether I will be able to clear net or not. So those 11 days were totally wasted by me. From the month of July, I thought that it's enough. Now I have to start my preparations, because at that time I had nothing in my hand. I just used to give tuitions in the evening, and I had nothing in my hand. So I started preparing for net. So people often ask that, sir, you have studied for how many hours to clear this tough examination? It does not depend on the hours. It depends on the strategy that you are applying to study for your net examination. What I did, initially I was totally confused, as I have said earlier. In the month of July, I first of all analyzed the previous papers of UGC Net starting from the year 2011, and especially as you can see that after CBSC took the initiative to conduct net examination from the year 2015, the standard of paper has increased a lot. So I also analyzed those areas and portions from which they give questions, both from paper 1, paper 2 and paper 3. And I started making my own notes so that it will be helpful for me, because you will get many market books like Upkars, Arihant, Truman, but according to me those are not sufficient for you to clear net. Therefore, I started making my own notes, which were very helpful for me. And after doing all these things, finally, the month of November came and the exam was knocking at the door. So, in the month of November, it was around 1st November, I was down with fever. And it was a kind of a viral fever. And at that point of time, my 3 days were wasted. 1st, 2nd and 3rd November. I was totally puzzled at that point of time because in the mid of the preparation of such a tough examination, I was done with fever. So, when I recovered from 4th of November, I didn't have any time for revision of whatever I studied from the month of July. So what I did, I just had a look on the notes that I had prepared and I started remembering the concepts. You will not believe me, everyone, that on 4th November, I studied till 3 a.m. The center of my examination on 5th November was in Barasat. It was pretty far from my house. By car, it takes approximately 2.5 hours. So, after studying up to 3 a.m., the next day I had my examination. Rather, the same day I have my examination because it was already 3 a.m. So, I woke up at 5 a.m. the same day and I started revising paper 1 because I didn't have any time to revise paper 1 before that. So, from 5 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. I revised the entire paper 1. After that, when I reached the center, I was allowed to enter the center at 8:30 a.m. and the exam started from 9 or 9:15 like that. At one point of time, I felt that after giving paper 1 and paper 2, my exam was not so good. It was a kind of a moderate examination. And as you all know, that paper 3 was very tough compared to paper 1 and paper 2. And I was feeling low at that point of time when the research was going on. But I still didn't lose my hope. When I saw the paper 3, as I am from the commerce stream, it was a paper 3 of commerce, the questions were very difficult. Very difficult. At least out of 75 questions, 50 to 55 questions were assertion and reasoning based. So what I did, as you know that there are no negative marking in NET examination. So first of all, when I saw the paper, I was very much nervous. After analyzing all the 75 questions, I could answer only 25 of them correctly. And the remaining 50, about the remaining 50, I was not at all confident. So, I decided to segregate the remaining 50 questions into 2 parts, 25 questions each. The first part consists of the 25 questions about which the options of those 25 questions were known to me, but the question was not known to me. And the second part was like that. Out of the 4 options given, the 2 options were known to me, so I didn't have any idea about the questions. So I started with the first part because at least I knew the first 4 options. That first part, from that first part, what I did, I tried to analyze the definitions and the concepts of those options without looking at the question. And after analyzing those definitions, I tried to find some similarity about the theory or about the question that is given and about the definitions of these options. And I found some similarities. In this way, I tried to solve the questions. And after my results came out, I was qualified. Yes, I was qualified. Students, the enjoyment of qualifying NET in your first attempt is, what I will say, is like a blessing. After qualifying NET, now I can post a video on YouTube by telling that yes, I have qualified NET. So students, this was all about me, and this was all about my journey, about my NET examination. According to me, nothing is difficult in your life. If you think that it is difficult, your mind will give you several reasons to make it assure to you that yes, it is difficult. And if you consider it as your passion, then you will achieve it. Trust me, you will achieve it. Thank you students for listening to me. I hope this video will be a motivational one for you all. Thank you.